Donna Summer, fondly referred to as the Queen of Disco, was an American singer and songwriter who rose to fame during the disco era of the 1970s. With notable songs like Love to Love You Baby and Hot Stuff, she achieved a staggering 42 hit singles in the US Billboard Hot 100. LaDonna Adrienne Gaines was born on New Year's Eve in 1948 in Boston, Massachusetts, where she was raised with her 6 siblings. Although she had no musical family members growing up, she developed a love for music, especially singing, with her mother recalling that she never stopped singing as a child. A regular singer at her church from 8 years old, Summer's first solo performance occurred when she was 10 years old, when the priest offered her the opportunity to sing after someone had dropped out. Even as a young girl, she could entice the audience, winning them over with a powerful and beautiful voice. Summer marked this as a special moment in her life, recognizing that her dream would be to pursue a career in singing. During her high school years, she took great interest in musicals and gained popularity amongst her peers. When she turned 18, she auditioned for a role in the musical Hair, the American tribal love rock musical, which was to tour in Munich, Germany. Her parents disapproved when she was first cast for the part, but despite their reluctance, she made her way to Munich. There she learned to speak German and made roots in Germany, starring in other musicals whilst taking on recording demo and backing vocals before she rose to stardom. Donna Summer's angelic vocals span over a 3-octave range and was ranked as a mezzo-soprano. She was trained as a classical singer, adopting a traditional voice that contrasted the disco genre that she would later create in music. She had perfect control over her vocals, sometimes sensual, other times emotional and powerful, and manipulated her voice to create the best delivery for each song. Summer was also extremely versatile, holding long notes effortlessly whilst switching between dark and lower notes to belting mid-range and adapting to light, breathy notes when she needed to. Settling in Germany, she married singer Helmut Summer, and although they later divorced, she kept the surname, adapting it to Donna Summer. This would be the name she used for the rest of her career. She began working on a demo track of a song called Love to Love You Baby, a seductive and sensual track that was originally written for another artist. After the producers were won over by Summer's delivery of the song, they decided that it should be hers to release. The finished version was a lengthy 17 minutes long, and with much of the vocals being suggestive and seductive, many radio stations would not play the track. Despite its unusual vocal delivery, the single was warmly received, climbing straight to number 2 in the US singles chart, selling over 1 million copies. Becoming an overnight sensation after Love to Love You Baby, Summer immediately released 2 new albums throughout 1976, A Love Trilogy and 4 Seasons of Love, which both went gold. The following year, Summer experimented with a concept album titled I Remember Yesterday, where her song I Feel Love received a tremendous reception, peaking at number 6 in the Hot 100 charts and topped the UK charts at number 1. For this, she was nominated for an American Music Award, while the single also went to gold and reached platinum in the US. That same year, she released Once Upon a Time, which was followed a year later by a triumphant Academy Award for her song Last Dance from the soundtrack of Thank God It's Friday. The single received such critical acclaim that Summer won her first Grammy for Best R&B Female Vocal Performance. Her success only continued to rise as she released her live album Live and More in 1978. This earned Summer her first number 1 on the Billboard album charts, offering up her cover of Jimmy Webb's song MacArthur Park, which equally reached new heights when it also hit number 1 spot. This achievement landed Summer her second Grammy, this time for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. In 1979, she took part in a project with music for UNICEF concert, which was televised all over the world, and saw her join the likes of ABBA, Olivia Newton-John, the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind and Fire, and John Denver, to name a few. The proceeds from the songs were donated to raise funds and awareness for children across the world, and it was after this event that she started working on her latest album that would become a defining moment in her career. The album, Bad Girls, saw the release of album titled Bad Girls and Hot Stuff, and in doing so she became the first female to have 3 #1 hits within a year, whilst also being the first solo artist to have 2 top hit singles in the Hot 100 top 3 at the same time. Over the next 8 months, she would reach the top of both the singles and album charts 3 times over. The well-known song Hot Stuff would bring home another Grammy, this time for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance, which was a brand new category award alongside 4 other Grammy nominations. During this time, she played 8 sold-out shows at the Universal Amphitheater in LA. The disco icon was known for her sparkling performances where she could entice anyone to the dance floor. She paved the way for the disco movement, igniting the stage with staggering vocals and a captivating stage presence that made the audience come to life with her feel-good music. Making her way into the 1980s, she signed a new deal with Geffen Records and tried her hand at R&B music, leaving behind her beloved disco music for a brief period of time. Summer released The Wanderer in 1980, followed by Donna Summer in 1982. However, she found herself back in the genre that launched her career when she released her dance album She Works Hard for the Money in 1983. The title track single soon became a feminist anthem and resulted in her biggest hit, one of the most played songs of all time. Alongside this release, she released State of Independence, which featured Michael Jackson as backing vocalist. Her 1989 release, This Time I Know, It's For Real, was the last true hit of that era, as her popularity slowly faded throughout the 90s. She released 2 more albums, but achieved much less success, and instead she delved into painting, selling several of her art pieces at exhibitions. Throughout her final years, she continued to share her music with multiple greatest hit albums and worked on various music projects such as her 2008 album, Crayons. Sadly, in 2012, Summer passed away after a battle with lung cancer. A pioneer for the disco era and an artist who changed pop culture, Summer's energetic stage presence, soaring vocals, and infectious music will continue to keep people dancing to her music forever. You can check out the Carly of Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.